Hello everyone, welcome to SNIS Academy YouTube channel. Now here we are going to present to you the first video, which is titled as Current Affairs Simplified. Now actually this is a series of videos where we will be speaking about each and every important topic which is related to current affairs, which is very important for your competitive exams. Okay, and we will be explaining to you that particular topic in a very easy way so that you will be able to answer the question in your exam in a very easy way, and in a very easy way you will be able to crack the competitive exam. Now since everyone is preparing for competitive exam, and the important current affair which you will have to see for today or year after in your future for preparations for competitive exams is about coronavirus. Now the first question which everyone will be or which you can expect in any competitive exam is, what is coronavirus? So coronavirus is actually a virus. Now the question which will be asked in your exam is whether it is a DNA virus or an RNA virus. Remember, coronavirus is a RNA virus. Now this is very important. This is the most commonly asked question everywhere, and many people find it very difficult to answer this. But remember, this is a very basic question. But if you take any question paper, they commonly ask this. Any virus which has come in the current affairs, they will first ask you whether it is an RNA virus or a DNA virus. Okay, so please do not forget this. This is an RNA virus. Remember, after C, D comes. In alphabets, after C, the word D comes. But over here, after C in coronavirus, the word D won't come. It is R comes. Okay, so D is not for DNA, it is R, which is for RNA. Remember that. Now remember, coronavirus is not a single virus. It actually comes from a family of coronaviruses. Now many people do not know this. Now this can be asked as a statement question in your UPSC. Okay, whether it is coming from a family of coronaviruses or whether it is a single unique virus. Okay, so now next, in that family of coronavirus, there is something called the SARS. Many people would have heard about this SARS. Few years back, we had the SARS attack in India, especially in Delhi, and then many people would have heard about this MERS. Now remember, these two words are very important for your competitive exams because they have asked before the full form of SARS, and they have asked the full form of MERS in many competitive exams, and this is going to be your homework. Okay, so your homework is type the answer in the comment section regarding what is the full form of SARS and what is the full form of MERS. So this is a very important thing. Okay, remember, SARS and MERS is a very important topic, very important thing, and many people find it very difficult to answer this, so that is why I have given this as homework. Remember, this YouTube channel is not a one-way discussion. It is going to be an interactive discussion so that you people will be able to recollect stuff. Okay, and you'll be able to crack the exam in a very easy way. Now if you have seen the news or if you are reading the newspaper, you would have heard about the term COVID-19. Okay, many people will be saying that it is COVID-19. Some people will be saying it is coronavirus. So what is actually it is? Remember, COVID-19 is the name given for the disease caused by coronavirus. Okay, COVID-19 is the name given for the disease, not for the virus. Please do remember that. Now this is very important because many people will get confused, and this will appear as a basic question in your competitive exams. Okay, now the next thing is, SARS and COVID-19, are they same? Because if you see the news, many people would have read about SARS. Okay, so people get confused whether SARS and COVID-19 are they same or are they different. Remember, they are not the same. Okay, no, SARS is different, COVID-19 is different. They are only similar genetically, that is at the gene level. Okay, at the gene level they are very similar. So RNA level it is similar, but the disease range is different. Okay, they are similar in the RNA or in the gene level, but whatever disease they cause, whatever symptoms they cause, whatever organ they affect in the body is different. It's entirely different. So this is very important. Okay. Now everyone is confused about coronavirus. Okay, why? Because many people want to know like from where the name has come. Now why this particular name coronavirus is important for your competitive exams. Remember, recently many countries were saying that this coronavirus is a Chinese virus. They termed this as a Chinese virus. So there were like huge confusion. Like how can you say that it is a Chinese virus? The Chinese were saying that this is an American virus and they named it as American virus. So a lot of people were confused regarding the name. Okay, who can give a name like that? So remember, the viruses are named by the International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses, which is ICTV. Okay, so this is very important. So International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses, they give the name for this new virus, and they gave the name coronavirus because they found out that this coronavirus has a crown-like thing in its structure. Okay, so if you have seen the structure in the newspaper or in the Google, you would have seen that it had a crown. So that crown was termed as corona. Okay. Now the next confusion is, what is the official name of coronavirus? Remember, many newspapers, media were speaking about coronavirus. But what is the actual name of coronavirus? The actual name of coronavirus is SARS-CoV-2. Okay, so this is very important. SARS-CoV-2. This is actually the official name of the coronavirus, and this is a sure short question for your competitive exam. Okay, so please do remember the official name of coronavirus. It is SARS-CoV-2. But why it is not being used? Remember, the government is in this thought that if you use SARS-CoV, people will get scared on hearing the word SARS, because many people have come across this particular SARS. A few years back we had SARS attack, so the government was in that particular thought that we should not use SARS because this will scare the people. It will cause more fear in the people. Okay. So they were thinking that this SARS-CoV-2 particular word should not be used hereafter. So the government just like that refers at as coronavirus. Now the disease name. As I told you previously in the previous slide, the disease name is COVID-19. Okay, now who gives this particular name COVID-19? Remember, it is an organization which is the International Classification of Diseases. Now they give this particular name, okay, for all these new diseases. Now this is very important, ICD. Okay, it is International Classification of Diseases. So they termed the coronavirus disease as COVID-19, and this is going to be your question in your exam. So in short, remember the virus is corona and the disease which is caused is COVID-19. Now the next two terms which you come across often in your newspaper is quarantine and isolation. What is quarantine and isolation? So remember quarantine. Okay, you would have seen many people speaking about quarantine. Remember, quarantine and isolation both are staying separate. But where do you use the word quarantine? Where do you use the word isolation? Remember, quarantine is to separate and restrict the movement of the person who have thought to have been exposed to the disease. That is, In a single sentence, it is doubtful exposure to the disease. So you doubt this particular person has been exposed to a disease or has been exposed to a COVID patient, you send him to quarantine. Okay, so that is why states are having quarantine, institutional quarantine, home quarantine. Now what is isolation? Isolation is complete separation. Okay, so a passenger is coming from some other state. Now that particular passenger has symptoms of COVID, or you believe that he has been infected with communicable diseases, you have sure shot evidence, then it is complete separation. So you have been diagnosed as COVID, you will be put in a ward called isolation ward. It is called isolation ward, everyone knows that. So here you use the word term isolation. So in short, it is confirmed exposure to the disease. Okay, so quarantine is doubtful exposure to the disease and isolation is confirmed exposure to the disease. Now since this isolation and quarantine and lockdown and everything has come, now many cases were filed in the Supreme Court and in the High Courts regarding isolation and quarantine. So they will ask you about the laws regarding isolation and the laws regarding quarantine. Okay, so here we are going to see the first law on isolation. So when did this appear? First law on isolation, it is year 1377. Now this is very important. Now this was actually passed in Europe by the Great Council in Europe. Why they passed this? Because of plague in that particular year. Okay, so because of that they passed the first law on isolation. Now there were many terms regarding this isolation during that period. Remember, isolation for 30 days, they called it at Trentino. So remember, 30 is starts with T. 30. Remember the number, the name 30 starts with T. So this also starts with T. So Trentino. Now Trentino was actually changed to quarantine when the isolation was increased to 40 days. Okay. So 40 days they called it as quarantine. Remember, there are 4 quadrants. Okay. So like that, 40 days. So how the quarantine name has come? Remember, this quarantine name came from the Latin word quadraginta. Now this is very important, quarantine, because many people who are not from the English medium, they find it very difficult to pronounce this word quarantine. Okay, so you will if you have an English section in your competitive exam, they will definitely ask you regarding the word quarantine. So remember, this actually came from a word, Latin word called quadraginta. Now the meaning for this particular word is 40 days isolation in ships. In those days, when the particular city or town suspected that the ships were having the disease, okay, they made the ships to be in 40 days isolation and then they were allowed to enter the harbor. Okay, so that time this particular word quarantine came up. So friends, if you like our videos, do share our videos and click like and do subscribe to our channels, and please do post answers in the comment section, because I want this to be an interactive YouTube channel rather than being a one-way discussion YouTube channel, because being an interactive channel will help you to prepare for your exams in a much better way. Okay, and thank you.